Hi, my name is Lyndon Marcotte. I'm the pastor here at First Christian Church. I'd like to welcome you back to a moment to pause with me in the middle of the week as we pray together. For the month of June, we've been working through a series called Loving Kindness Prayer or Meditation. I invite you to go back and watch one of the earlier clips if you'd like more of an introduction to what that practice is all about. But it is a way of intentionally trying to foster compassion, empathy, and understanding for ourselves and others, and gives us a framework or a workable way to pray in that direction. One of the realities of prayer in general, but especially with loving kindness prayer meditation, is sometimes we don't feel very loving and kind. We may just be stressed or tired or busy or frustrated or angry. And if we wait till our feelings are all in line and our thoughts are all ordered to pray, we might never pray, right? Especially prayers of loving kindness and compassion and empathy. So sometimes there is the aspect of fake it till you make it, or we will our way into that practice. It's about setting an intention. And so I want to give you just an alternative way of doing loving kindness prayer that is workable, especially in those moments or those seasons of our lives when our feelings and the circumstances aren't very loving and kind or conducive to that. And there's a number of ways of doing it. This is just a very, very simple one. And it's instead of using the four traditional phrases, we just say, "May loving kindness arise." And what's workable with that or helpful with that is it allows for the possibility as well as the acknowledgement that no, although I don't feel loving and kind at the moment, I still hope that I will be. It allows for a space for that to arrive in the future. It's also hopeful in its act of faith, believing that, feelings come and go, and while I may feel this way today or in this moment, I can work towards love and kindness and empathy and compassion. So it's just a different way. I invite you to try it with me today and in the future. And so just as we express loving kindness towards ourselves, our loved ones, our strangers, the suffering, and our enemies, we do the same, except we just say, "May loving kindness arise," especially when you're working with people who are difficult or a stranger you don't know and you don't feel anything about. May loving kindness arise for this person. May I feel more loving and compassion for this person than I do now. Especially when you have those difficult people in your life, whether they may not be enemies, but people we struggle with. In this relationship, may loving kindness arise. Not being a doormat, not giving permission to be abused or taken advantage of, not condoning behavior, but simply saying, in this situation, may loving kindness arise on both sides, in the space between us. May it be better. And so it's hopeful, it's intentional, it's practical, and it's honest. And so I invite you to engage with me in loving kindness prayer today. And thinking of ourselves, all of our thoughts and feelings and the circumstances going on in our lives at this moment. May loving kindness arise. I invite you to repeat that silently or out loud just for a moment. Just kind of let it echo and reverberate in your intention and your attention. May loving kindness arise towards myself. And thinking of our loved ones, those who are near and dear to us, one or more of them, wherever they are, we hold them in our attention. And in those relationships, we simply say, may loving kindness arise. And we think of a stranger, someone we don't know that we feel neutral towards. Take a moment. Maybe you only think of a face that you've seen recently, someone you interacted with briefly. And for that person and all persons that we don't know, may loving kindness arise. We think of those that we're concerned about who are suffering, whether physically or emotionally, relationally, aware of their suffering. We hold them in our attention today. And in those relationships, we simply say, may loving kindness arise. And lastly, we pray for our enemies, those that we feel negative towards or have conflict with. And again, without giving permission for their behavior, we pray in those relationships, may loving kindness arise. May loving kindness arise. May loving kindness arise. And we close out by thinking of all people everywhere, near and far from us. And for all of those, we pray, may loving kindness arise. Well, thank you for joining me in this prayer, this practice today. I think the real benefit, the real takeaway from these types of intentional prayer meditation practices is doing them repeatedly. Doing them once is good, twice or 3 times, but it's when we do them consistently over time, whether it's a few weeks, a couple of months, a year, that we really begin to see the impact that they have by continually setting the intentions, praying in that direction, even when we don't feel that way. Over time, our resistances soften, those relationships change, our perspectives shift. And so I invite you to set aside a time, a block of time, a few minutes a day, a couple of times a week for a few weeks, a month, and just try it and notice how you feel, notice how things begin to shift in you and around you. And I invite you to let us know any questions or comments you have about the practices. We'll be glad to try to answer some of those. But I pray that you have a blessed day, a blessed week. Thank you so much for joining me today.